What's up everyone, hope you're doing good. Welcome to my channel, welcome to another action figure review. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think about it, watch all the way through, and yeah, let's get to it. Today we are looking at the Mattel Movie Masters Dark Knight Trilogy 3-pack. Now this is a really cool 3-pack. I mean, I got this pretty late actually. It wasn't like recently or anything, but it was definitely way after the Dark Knight Rises came out, right after the 3-pack came out. I got it for a fairly decent price. I don't know. I just wanted some Dark Knight Batman figures, so I definitely got them. And this Batarang is not part of the 3-pack. I just had him holding it. There you go. Get out of here. Alrighty. So without further ado, let's get into it and take a look at the accessories. So they each come with these really cool, let's just move the actual guys out of the way here. They each come with their very own movie poster backdrop and base. So we'll go in chronological order. We'll look at the Batman Begins, and he comes with this base right there. It looks absolutely magnificent. Look at that. Batman Begins across there. That trademark. Come on, man. That looks awesome. On the bottom, nothing much. Boom. That looks awesome. And for the backdrop, as you probably already saw, he comes with the Batman Begins poster. And I think it looks amazing. Look at that, man. Batman Begins right in there. You can see just a little bit of like, not much at all on this one anyway. But I thought there was a little bit of like creasing around the bottom where it goes in, but yeah, and on the back it's just flat. But yeah, I think it looks really good. And the way you put it in is, shoot, you just slip it down in there and it stays. You know, it's not like it'll come out, but it's not gonna fall out, you know. And it is that exact same for all of them. So that was my demonstration on how to put it on. And with the Dark Knight, we get this base, which looks pretty awesome. I like it. I love the purple and the blue and the white. Looks really good. Says the Dark Knight across there. We get that little peg. We get that on all of them. You know, and they have peg holes that fit on in there. If you want me to demonstrate, you can see his peg holes are in the middle of his feet, and they just, pretty sure, I remember them being tight, but no, I guess not. I guess they just slip on in there, and it holds pretty well. You know, you can hold the base sideways, and maybe you can. How about that? But anyways, getting him back off to the side, we'll take a look at the Dark Knight movie poster backdrop. Welcome to a world without rules. I love this. It looks absolutely freaking awesome. Look at that. Look at all the sparks. I love all these. All of them. Everything about this. On the back, it's just white again. Boom. Set it in there. Get it in the middle. And finally, a fire will rise. You see, these two, they have like little quotes on them. The Batman Begins one doesn't. I think that would have been cool if, I don't know, there was some little, you know, quote at the top just to make it match. I think that would have been cool, but it's cool. Yeah. This is probably my favorite movie poster out of the entire trilogy. I just really like the way it is like there. And it's got his bat ears as kind of the ears of the bat symbol. I think it looks really good. Yeah, the Dark Knight Rises right there. You got the symbol. Trademark, DC Comics. Looks really good. You got the buildings. Boom, a fire will rise. Another good look at that. And then on the back, you know, just white. And these are made of a plastic. You could probably crumple them up and like bend them and everything, but you know, they pop back into place whenever you bend them that far. So yeah, just so you know what you're dealing with. It's pretty sturdy, but it's also limber, so don't, or I don't know if limber is the right word. It's also flexible, so you're not going to want to crumple it. And here is the base. Looks really, really good. Yeah, had some dust up there, but yeah, it looks amazing. I really like it. Again, with the buildings, Dark Knight Rises, you can see it. The bottom, nothing. Peg hole right there works the same. And we get only one actual action figure accessory, and that comes with the Dark Knight Rises figure, and it is this cowl right here. The Dark Knight Rises figure does not come with a cowl, but we get this broken cowl, and it is rubbery and everything, and I think it looks really good. It does. Just like that. Little hair there. It kind of picks up fuzz, but yeah. And no, please do not ask me. Don't ask. I know what you're thinking. Can you put it on him? No. The answer is no. No matter how hard you try to force it, no. 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 It doesn't go on him. But I mean, I guess this is an extra accessory for like a Bane figure to hold, or it's just, you know, a little added detail for this set. But you know, it still looks good. I don't have the Bane, but I just have, the way I pose it is I just have my Bruce figure hold it, and you can do that just by slipping this little piece into his hand right there, and boom, you can have it facing any way you want to. And I was able to take some cool poses like that. That kind of looked odd. It looks like Bruce Wayne killed Batman, even though he's in the Batsuit and he is Batman. But anyways, these figures here, we'll save him for the last. He comes last, bro. We'll start with the Batman Begins figure. Now, one thing that I do want to mention real quick is they all come with hands that are for gripping things. You can see right there, obviously. And I don't really get that because they don't come with anything to grip aside from the Dark Knight Rises figure. So I don't get it. Why didn't they come with some batarangs or something? I would have loved that. Even just one for each figure. That would have literally made my day. That's why I had my other Dark Knight figure holding that big batarang, and I'm probably gonna have him holding it again, even though it's not the same size. It's something. It's better than we got with the set. But anyways, enough complaints. I would have just rather had fisted hands with no accessories. So, looking at this head sculpt, I think out of the set, this is my favorite of the masked head sculpts. It looks really good. I love those red eyes in there. I do. I really like that. And on the side, you can see the little detail in the cowl. Boom. Just like that. You can get him looking down, looking all menacing and everything. On the top of the head. Boom. On the back. Boom. Looks good. I like it. Now, the Batman Begins suit isn't my favorite of the trilogy. I like the other ones better. I'm pretty sure it's about the same suit in the other ones, but anyways, I like that one better. But I still like this. It still looks good, especially for a guy that's like just starting out as Batman. But with the bat symbol right there, it looks really good. It's not painted any different color or anything, which it really shouldn't be, right? And we get these shoulders. I think the shoulders are a little small on this particular one, but it's okay. And you can see the sculpted where it goes up through the abs. I think it looks really good on the sides of the ribs there. And then on the arms, we get it up here. And then the gauntlets with the spikes. And the wrist here. The hand. Boom. Same thing on the other side. yeah, so it looks good. Here at the waist, I love the belt. These are, all the belts are made in as separate pieces, so there's no like paint overlap or anything. They're separate pieces painted in this nice metallic bronze, and I love it. Love the silver on there. They didn't have to do that, but they did. I love it. And then they added the black in the middle, and then on the sides you got the sculpted work in the legs. Boom, on the inside there, the knees, and then you get this more glossy for the boots. Same with the gauntlets. It's sort of matted and then glossy, then matted and then glossy here. Looks good. Kind of reminds me of the DC Icons Batman that I already reviewed, where it's matted and then glossy. And then under the cape, you can see we still get that sculpt in the armor up there. That looks good. Batman butt, legs, and the back of the boots. Looks good. In the bottom, he has the treads, the peg holes in the middle of the foot. And then looking at the cape, this is kind of lame, to be honest with you. And this is probably the only thing I don't really like. It's just a rubber cape that sits there. I guess it gets the job done, but it's pliable. It's kind of heavy, I think. Like, it gets pretty thick down here in these areas, but it's okay. It's not bad. So, from fairly far away and back. And so for the articulation, his head looks up that far, down that far, turns side to side. The arms move out that far with his skinny shoulders. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow bends in that far. I wish he had double jointed elbows. And the wrist just turns side to side. He will crunch forward that far. You gotta force it to get it even that far. I wish he could crunch a little more. Also back even further. Waist swivel. The legs will move outward that far. They're on that DCUC type thing, and they kick forward that much. And if you want to get him to sit, you know, this cape is gonna hinder that. He has a lower thigh swivel, single jointed knee, bends that far, and the ankles move down and they move up, and that's it. No ankle pivot, which would have been nice because helps with posing. I know, I say it every video, but come on, ankle pivot. Next, let's move on to The Dark Knight, one of the greatest movies of all time in the eyes of many. Me personally, yeah, I mean, I like it quite a bit. It's not even on my top 10 though. I must say it's not on my top 10, but I love it. It's a great movie. I have 3 copies of it on DVD. Don't get me wrong, I love it. So, head sculpt. It is different from the Batman Begins one. See a comparison? This one looks, he's kind of got more wrinkles. He looks not only angrier, but kind of older. I mean, I guess he should be. But we also get this paint variation on the armor right there. It's kind of this blue-gray type. You know, I'm super happy. Anyway, sticking to the head sculpt, I'm super happy we got different head sculpts for all these. You know, it would have been so easy just to put the same head on the same figure, or on the different figures, but I'm happy they didn't do that. Now, this suit is probably my favorite. I like the armor, the back of the head, right there, boom. And the neck, you can see the spine running down, and boom, the front of the neck. And this part of the cape, I just want to get this out of the way. You can see they put the information on there, which is fine, I guess. But you can see it kind of starts in this plastic, and then it ends up being this fabric, which I like the fabric cape better, but you should do it better than this. This stands out quite a bit, and it's not my favorite. I'm thinking about just getting one of those custom wire capes on eBay and, you know, trying it out, prying that out of there, but I don't know. We'll see. I might make a video on that if I do that. And for the chest here, I like that a lot. I think it looks good. I love the sculpt. The sculpt is just non-stop. You can see even underneath the armor, there's this pattern where his like cloth part of his suit would be underneath there, everything. It looks so good. I like it a lot. And the shoulder plates here look good. I love the sculpt on there. And the arms looks good. We get a little more of that grayish bluish paint. You can see the sculpt on the gauntlets. It looks phenomenal. And on the hands, we get the knuckles there. And his spikes, back, we get the back. On the back, we get the back. And sometimes I just crack myself up, but anyways, you can see how the paint comes around. I love the sculpt. I keep saying it, but I love it. Wow, look at the sculpt on the butt. That just blows my mind. And the legs, and bottom of the legs. It's the same thing where it's like more glossy on the bottom of the legs and the bottom of the arms than it is on the rest, but it's not as noticeable on this one because the sculpt is just so detailed on the legs and the rest of the armor that it's kind of, you know, it kind of just looks the same, but it is there. And the front of the figure, boom, looks good, just like that. And on the bottom of the feet, we got the treads and the peg holes in the middle. Wonder if the treads are different or the same. It looks like they're the same. I don't think they would be the same because, well, actually it looks like the boot sculpt is the exact same on these. So I guess Batman just kept the same boots. He just kept the same boots. Oh, and the belt, I think this is the same belt that we saw earlier. Yeah, it's the same belt, but it is painted differently. You can see the little communication device on the side is painted differently on this one than it is on this one. So that's a little something. A little extra detail that they, once again, didn't have to add, but they did. I just want to make sure we get a good look at the whole thing. And on the front, back, and back there, and articulation. So head, up, down, side to side, and a little bit of pivot. The arms, here's the thing, these armor plates, they don't hinder it much, but you gotta get them right. So there's a place on here above his pec where it kind of sinks in there. It kind of fits like a puzzle piece. That's where it's got to be right here. You can see it's kind of trying to go under. You can't have it do that. You got to have it over like that. Hope I demonstrated that good. Yeah, so it's got to be over like that. And he almost hits the T-pose, but not quite. They move forward and back. He does have the bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, boom, and wrist rotation. And you get an ab crunch that far. Once again, you kind of have to push to get even that much, but it is there. And he will crunch back that far, and it's not hindered by the cape this time. Waist swivel. The legs move outward that much. The DCUC crotch pits, and it will go forward. And to get him to sit, you know, you don't, the cape is fabric, so he can sit pretty well with this particular one. Lower thigh swivel, single jointed knee like that. Ankles move down and up, and still no pivot. Now the articulation on this guy is for the most part the exact same. So that's the last in-depth articulation segment I'm going to do on this video. But I am going to show you a couple of differences with the Dark Knight Rises figure. And here we are. That was a good transition. So we get this unmasked Christian Bale Bruce Wayne head sculpt. And yeah, it doesn't look like Christian Bale, but it does look good. I'm happy with it. It looks like Bruce Wayne. Doesn't exactly look like Christian Bale, but it looks like Bruce Wayne. And this is from a long time ago, guys. I mean, we didn't have the face printing tech or whatever it's called, you know, that we get now. This is from a long time ago. So we get the hair all slicked back like that. We get a brown wash over the black, and we even get some gray in there since he's getting old in The Dark Knight Rises. And yeah, the face sculpt, the expression, it really just doesn't look like Christian Bale. Got a little paint on the edge there. That's not really a big deal to me. I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's not super noticeable off camera. And I really like how we get this different. This figure is the same as this figure, and so they decided to change it up a little bit to put it in the same pack. First of all, obviously we get the different head, but I love how we get this paint. You know, you can obviously see it. I don't have to say it. This is sort of a reflective pearlescent gray with even some bronze in there, and it looks really, really good. I like it a lot. This is my favorite figure out of the bunch because you can pop heads off and the peg stays in there, but I found with the Batman Begins one, you can pop his head off and the peg stays in, and you can put it on here just like so, and I think that looks amazing. So that is why I love this paint on here, this gray. It is a little loose, but you can make it work. That is why I like this particular figure the most. And you can put the Bruce Wayne head on the Begins Batman, and that looks pretty good as well. I like that. I like both of these in this way, so that's the way I usually have them posed. But for the purposes of the video, I'm going to go ahead and undo that. I just wanted to show you that you can do it if you want to. So anyways, the black parts are exactly the same as the other one. The sculpt is exactly the same, still absolutely flawless, still absolutely breathtaking. I love it. The only difference is we don't get the cloth cape on this one. We get this back to the same cape we got on this one. Nope, it is different. I'm noticing now it is different. So that's cool. It would have been so easy just to put the same cape on this one, but they didn't, and I'm happy about that. I really am. It really does. It makes me happy that they didn't just take the lazy route. But anyways, exact same sculpt down through here. Knee pads, got that nice paint. I don't even know what you call that, but you can see exactly what color it is. On the sides here, the spikes, the back, got that paint. The belt looks really good as usual, and he has the same color like tracking device as the Dark Knight Batman. Shoot here. Boom. So yeah, it looks good. It is the exact same sculpt. So yeah, that is about as close a look as we can get at that one because it's the same thing. And so front, back, articulation, his head cannot look up that much. It looks up that much, and it looks down that much. Turn side to side. Like I said, well, this one in particular is a little bit loose, but it's not too bad. Turn side to side, wiggles, and his ab crunch goes forward that much, and back that much, and it's a little hindered because of the cape, but not too bad. And that's it for that guy. And well, he has the same articulation as this. I don't want there to be any mistaking. The Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight have the exact same articulation. So let's get these guys measured out. Here, let me put the head back on. Batman Begins. And yeah, we'll get the ruler out here and see how tall they stand. Boom. You can see they stand at a little over the 6 inch mark, 6 inches to the top of their head, and a little over to the top of the bat ears. And measuring the backgrounds, they are just a tiny bit over 6 inches, so just about the exact same height as the Batman. But when you put them up on the base, it increases their height a little bit. So, you know, and I don't really have that many people I can compare these guys to, but I'm gonna try. I can get some Marvel Legends out here, or one in particular. Here they are next to Luis, who is taller. The Marvel Legends aren't actually in 6-inch scale. They're a little bit taller, more like 6.5, so that's why they stand a little taller than all the rest of the 6-inch lines. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this set. I'm happy to have Dark Knight figures. I really like the sculpt is a huge standout, especially for the time period. I like these. I guess my only complaint would be like more accessories, but it is a collector set. You should see the packaging. I'll try to throw up a packaging image on the screen because it looks really cool. It's made for collectors. If I don't, then that means I forgot, and no promises, but yeah, I'll try to throw it up there. Yeah, so I like this collector's set. Out of 10, I'm gonna give them a 7, 8, 7.5. I'll give him a 7.5 because the articulation could be better, the accessories could be more, and I don't love those capes. I don't really love any of them, but at the same time, I'm very happy to have these, and I love the bases. I love everything else about them. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye.